Hi everyone, this is Emma Goodsir, the psychologist responsible for Morrisby Profiling in New South Wales, and I work in conjunction with career analysts in Victoria. This video is the second part in a series of videos designed to assist you in understanding Morrisby profiling. However, this video can be watched as a standalone video. In the first video, we looked at the theory behind Morrisby profiling and the kind of testing that is done. And in this video, we will be looking at how to navigate the results that you get from doing the Morrisby profile assessment. So we will be logging in to look at an actual interactive Morrisby profile report and show you how to get the most out of it. So assuming that you have done Morrisby profile testing and that your results have been unlocked, this is what you now do. You go to this website, the Morrisby website, morrisby.com, click login, put in your username and password, and that will open up your online report. Now we are going to spend most of our time just looking at this top menu. We're on the home page at the moment, and I'll come back to this at the end. We're going to spend most of our time looking at About Me and My Choices. About Me is where you will find all your results. So you did assessments in your aptitudes, verbal, numerical, abstract, spatial and mechanical. You also filled out a personality questionnaire and a career interest questionnaire. The About Me section will go through all of those results in a logical order. The My Choices section is where all of that information is blended together to come up with career suggestions that match you in terms of all of that data we collected about you. And also, if you are in Year 10, it will give you subject suggestions for Year 11 and 12. So let's jump in and have a look at the About Me section. You will see that there is a blue menu across the top. If we just use this next step button each time, it will take us through these pages in a logical order. So the first time you go through your report, I'd recommend doing it in that order because it will make the most sense. On most pages, there is a graph and then a written interpretation. You don't need to interpret anything yourself. You just need to look at what's on the page and read the information. Often there are other things that you can click on. I'm not going to click on everything on each page, but just be aware if you move your cursor around and something turns orange, that's actually something that you can click on to find out more information. So we're on the Aptitudes tab. Here you have your aptitude profile and the interpretation. And just a reminder that it is the shape of the profile as a whole that is interpreted. Morrisby is not interested in individual results. It is the interplay between the strengths and the weaknesses that give us the information. So have a read of the interpretation on that page. Let's go on to interests. This is how you filled out the career interest questionnaire. It's broken down broadly into people, information and things, and you can click on all of these areas to see what they mean, but it's very easy to see where a person's interests lie when it's presented in this graph form, and then there is the written interpretation down the bottom there. Very importantly, the retake questionnaire button. You have lifelong access to your Morrisby interactive report. The reason that you would want that is because your results can change and grow with you, and the way it does that is by you retaking questionnaires. So if in a couple of years' time you think that your career interests have completely changed, you just log into your report, retake this questionnaire, and the system will rejig your results and suggest different careers if appropriate based on your new answers. Okay. Let's go across to work style. This is all information that we get from the career interest questionnaire. There's a graph and an interpretation. Workplace, where do you want to work, indoors, outdoors, etc. And then we jump across to personality. Now, there are 81 different personality types. That is because even though there are just these 4 different measures, you can either be, say, mildly extroverted or moderately introverted. So it's those sort of gradations that enable us to come up with the 81 different personality types. So have a look at the graph, read the information, and once again, if you think that your answers on this would change at some point in the future, you can retake this questionnaire for free and it will change your results if appropriate. Learning style. This is information that is derived from a combination of personality and aptitude, and there is some very interesting information about how you learn on this page. Now, the last two tabs, priorities and study interests, are actually questionnaires that you have not yet done. So your page will not look like this when you first get to it. It will instead invite you to do this questionnaire, which only takes about 5 minutes, but it will give you information about what is important to you in a job. Is it security? Is it money, etc.? So feel free to do that, and that will tweak your results even further, as will the study interest questionnaire. Now, this questionnaire, particularly helpful to do towards the end of year 12, although you can do it earlier than that if you would like. It doesn't look at careers, it doesn't look at degrees, it looks at areas of study. So if you think maybe you would like to do further study, but you're just really not sure what, then do this questionnaire and it'll help you work out what kinds of things are you interested in learning about. All of these things down the side you can click on. There's a lot of information behind each of those headings. Now, when I click across, we will now go to the My Choices area, and this is where everything will come together. Just before we go there, one thing I do want to mention is that Morrisby is not just about tertiary pathways. It's really good at helping people with tertiary pathways, but regardless of what your plans are after school, if you're a student, whether you want to get an HSC or maybe do a non-ATAR pathway or go straight into the workforce or go to college, TAFE, uni, get an apprenticeship, all of those things are covered by Morrisby, because you can choose the settings you want that will make your Morrisby results appropriate for your context. And that's what I'm about to show you on the next page. So I'm going to click next step. And we have now gone across to My Choices. This is where all of that information that we just looked at in the About Me section comes together and is blended together to come up with career suggestions, and if you're a school student, subject suggestions. This is the careers page, but before you go looking at your careers, it is very important that you interact with this top section. This blue button, change your qualification level. I'm going to click on that. There are 2 drop downs, and this is what I was saying about customizing your results to suit your situation. So we have 2 drop downs in my HSC, high ATAR, ATAR, no ATAR, year 12, 11, 10. Choose the one that is most appropriate to your context. You can come back and change this as many times as you want. You can change it for fun and see how the careers change, but at least to start with, I recommend you setting this the most appropriate way for your situation. The other drop down, following school or college, what are your plans? Competitive degree, advanced diploma, into full-time employment, don't know. So you choose those settings, and if you choose the ones that are most appropriate for you, it means that the careers are more likely to fit you, because as you change these things, the careers will change as well. Let's have a look at the careers. Here are this person's top 12 careers, and there's a range of information here. There is a percentage match. You can bin careers. If you're absolutely positive you'd never be interested in that, you can bin it and something new will come up into the top 12. You can get your binned careers back. If there's a career you're interested in that's not showing up here, put it in the search bar and it'll come up and show you what percent match it is. Behind each of these tiles is a lot of information. So I am going to click on one of them. Let's go with the top one, podiatrist. And I just want to show you all of the information that is behind each of those pictures on the careers page. So there is an overview of what that career is. There is some Australian media. These videos are just taking a minute to load. There they are. All of this information is fully Australian. How to become a podiatrist. Different ways of getting there. There is always more than one way of getting to that endpoint, and that's what this graph is about. And then down the bottom, Australian resources. So you don't need to leave your Morrisby report and Google things. Chances are all the Australian links you would need to your research are here at the bottom of this page, and you can just click straight through from within your Morrisby report. Down the bottom, we have related careers. These are just as worthy as the top 12. Your Morrisby report is designed to help you explore and think about career options. And so if you find things you like in the related careers more than in the top 12, that's absolutely fine. Careers is a journey, not an event. It's a journey you'll be on for the rest of your life. And so any information that helps with that is good. I'm going to close this. The other thing I want to show you is this subjects tab. Now, you have to be really careful with how you use this. So obviously this only applies to you if you're in year 10. Often adults take Morrisby testing, so they would not actually get this information. You have to be very careful with how you use this. These subjects are just listed in the order to which they are relevant to the careers on the previous page. So if the careers aren't right, the subjects aren't going to be right either. So it's very important that you interact with that careers page to get the best set of careers that you can. Assuming that, then I would recommend that you look at maybe the top 12, 15 subjects. This list does not take into account the fact that English is compulsory in New South Wales. It doesn't take prerequisites into account. It doesn't take school subject lines into account. So you need to use it with extreme caution. But it just gives you an idea of the kinds of subjects that would be suitable in terms of leading towards the kind of careers that have been suggested for you. So it's helpful, but use it with caution. I'm going to go back to the home page as we finish, because I want to show you something down the bottom here. There's all these other Australian resources here for you to look at, but down the bottom, parental access. The best way to give others access to your Morrisby report is via this, where you put in a person's name and their email and send them a link. They will then be able to access your report. They will be able to click on things and look at things, but they will not be able to make any permanent changes or retake questionnaires on your behalf. So it is quite safe to give people access, although obviously decide on who to give access to judiciously. So we hope that you really enjoy using the information in your Morrisby report. Remember that you do have lifelong access. This is something that is designed to be used really across the lifespan. You can keep coming back to it and changing things, and the careers will change with you. So thank you for listening, and enjoy looking at your results.